A lot of people jump right to yelling at employees and saying, you screwed this up, you did this wrong, you didn't, do what I wanted, without ever setting clear expectations or ever giving any feedback or course correction as they're going along.
Here are your 3 steps for holding people accountable. Yeah, so the first step is you got to be very clear on what you want. I expect you to send me a report every Friday, and the first Friday you don't send it to me. I see you on Monday. I say, hey, Logan, where's that report? He goes, oh yeah, I forgot about it. And I go to you and say, Logan, listen, I may not have been clear why that's important to me, but I use those reports to really understand what's going on in the business. You and your team play a really critical role. What I'm really doing is I'm making the prompt. That was my fault in not making clear to you what the importance was for why I'm asking you to do this. And I say, now are you clear, Logan? Does everything make sense? And you go, yes, I got it. Now the next time you forget to send me that report, now I can hold you accountable. So you can't hold someone accountable if you don't do steps 1 and steps 2.
Okay, so I would say good points here. The hardest part of running a business of any size, I think, is managing the people. The rest of it you can control and sort of bend to your will and make it work the way you want to work, but people are all independent individuals with their own agency and their own ideas and their own way of doing things and their own way of hearing what you've told them, and managing them effectively and managing to the individual's preferences and style of communication and motivation is all super challenging. So his points here about how to hold people accountable are valid. One, in order to hold somebody accountable, first you have to be super clear about what you want. If you say something really vague like, hey, go do a good job, well, they're free to interpret that any way they want, and you can't really get mad if the way they do a good job is totally different than what you were hoping for if you didn't give them any explicit instruction. And then if there are corrections, you owe it to them first to let them know, hey, when I asked you to do this, what I really wanted was this, this, and this. I want it, exactly this way. I want it formatted this way or whatever. The more specific correction you can give, the more chance they're going to be able to do it the way you're looking for. If you don't give any feedback, then again, that's really on your plate as the manager. That's your fault for not giving specific feedback. If you've made your expectations clear and then you've given specific feedback on where things aren't still meeting standards, then at that point, yes, you can say, hey, why is this still not happening the way I was expecting? But a lot of people jump right to yelling at employees and saying, you screwed this up, you did this wrong, you didn't, do what I wanted, without ever setting clear expectations or ever giving any feedback or course correction as they're going along. And then people get resentful and it's not fair and they're upset and tend to go look for another job if that happens too many times with the managers they have. So if you want to prevent turnover and get much better results, you've got to follow the steps. You've got to be clear with what you want. You've got to give good feedback. And then after you've done those things, then you have a right to expect the results that you were hoping for.